In the inky darkness of an ancient forest, the young man sprinted, heart pounding like a war drum. Every crack of a twig underfoot reverberated through the oppressive silence. Just behind him, the guttural growls and snapping jaws of the massive lion echoed through the trees. The beast's eyes gleamed like molten gold, its hunger palpable in the cold night air. Each moment brought the man closer to his fate, a fate sealed by claws and teeth. In a desperate bid for survival, he leaped over a fallen tree and tumbled down a hidden ravine. He hit the ground with a sickening thud, pain shooting through his battered body. The lion's roars grew distant, but relief was short-lived. In the moonlit glade at the bottom of the ravine, monstrous shapes began to stir. The young man's eyes widened in horror as grotesque, twisted creatures emerged from the shadows. These were beings not of this world, vile, deformed, and oozing malevolence. As they slithered, crawled, and lumbered towards him, he tried to scream, but no sound came. The last thing he felt was the suffocating pressure of their grotesque forms enveloping him, pulling him into an abyss of agony. Suddenly, he jolted awake, drenched in sweat, heart still racing. He sat up, gasping for air, and scanned his surroundings frantically. Realizing it was all a nightmare, he tried to calm his frantic breaths. Moving to the kitchen with shaking legs, he poured himself a glass of water. Each sip was meant to wash away the remnants of his terror, but the dread clung to him like a stubborn shadow. He wandered over to the window, hoping the familiar sight of his quiet, suburban street would soothe his frayed nerves. Instead, he felt a haunting sense of being watched. He peered into the darkness, and for a moment, just a fleeting moment, he thought he saw the glint of molten gold eyes staring back at him from the tree-line. He blinked, and they were gone. But the void left behind by their disappearance was far more disconcerting. He backed away from the window, unease settling deep in his bones. Sleep that night was elusive, and as he lay in bed, his mind replayed the nightmare over and over, the line between dream and reality blurring as an unsettling sense of impending doom settled over him. The lion's distant roar seemed to whisper through the walls, a reminder that some nightmares never truly end.